Hi everyone, now that your basic block is done, don't forget that you could use my grading ruler and grade it for your friends and family. And today we're going to use that basic block that we did, and we're going to do the raglan sleeve. So if you look on my mannequin, I put the raglan sleeve. That means it's a sleeve that goes all the way to the neck. And also a variation that we call the hammer sleeve, that goes to the center, back or front of the bodice, done with the same construction. Before starting the raglan sleeve, what we're going to do, we're going to close both, eliminate the shoulder dart in the back and pivot the shoulder dart on the front, so the raglan part is going to be without the dart. If you want the princess line, you could always put it back after. So I'm going to send my shoulder dart on the front on the side seam, so I just marked the side seam. My pivoting is already done, but I'll show you how to do it. So you just hold your pivot point, trace from the mark where you want to send the dart all around until the first side of the dart, then close the shoulder dart and continue the tracing until the mark where you started. What you will get is the dart right on the side seam. Now for the back, we eliminate the shoulder dart. What you're going to do, you're going to trace a line square from center back, touching the shoulder and armhole point, and you're going to go in the value of the shoulder dart. So mine was 1 centimeter, so I went in 1 cm and up 0.5. I eliminate completely the notches, and I just keep the soft curve for the shoulder. And you're going to trace the armhole from the new point. So that's what I get. And we're going to be able to start the raglan sleeve using the basic sleeve block that we did. So a basic raglan sleeve is usually 1/3 of the neckline. So if you divide your neckline in 3, you could do it by eyes, no problem, it's a style line. You're going to connect that first third from the shoulder to the armhole notch. And you're going to do like an S shape, so curving a little bit to the top first. Here you go. And the S shape continue with the armhole, so up and down. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the back. So 1/3, same thing, down and up for the top part. You're going to trace half your sleeve. And put a space in between and trace the other half of your sleeve. When you're finished tracing both halves, you're going to trace the grain line or the center of your sleeve on both sides. Then, since we're going to be losing the sleeve head ease with the raglan, you're going to trace the bicep line, square touching the underarm point, and elongate it by 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter. You do that on both sides, and you're going to connect the bottom to the 0.5. So now that you add your 5 millimeter ease on both sides, you're going to take your bodice and put the notch, the armhole notch with the armhole notch, and pivot your bodice until it touches the sleeve head. Then you trace, and you're going to go with the tracing wheel, trace your raglan style line. You're going to repeat the same thing with the back, using the bottom notch as your pivot until you touch the armhole of the sleeve. And also you trace shoulder and neck. With the tracing wheel, you go do your raglan style line. So your sleeve is almost finished. You just have to connect the 5mm ease that we put at the bicep to the original shoulder point with a little curve at the tip of the shoulder and armhole. And now we're going to put the seam allowance, and we're going to verify the length of these two shoulder and make sure that the back is not no more than 0.5 bigger than the front. Now I retrace my front and back pattern, as you could see, using the same line, and I cut the top part since it's on the sleeve now. I kept my armhole notch back and front. Now for the sleeve, we're going to put the grain line and the notches. So I suggest you put the bicep level notches. So if you do have shoulder ease, you're going to keep it on the top part. You could put notch at the elbow on both back and front. And you're going to also keep the same armhole notch. Now for the grain line, you're going to follow the new line, so the 0.5 that you trace, and you're going to trace your grain line parallel to that on both sleeves. And the last thing I want you to do is just make sure that the length of your shoulder, full length of the shoulder, is the same measurement. So you could put neck to neck and pivot your sleeve, neck to neck, overlapping, and check the level. In that case, I have a 5mm ease on the back, and that's completely normal because it's part of your of my back bodice. So you did complete your first raglan sleeve, and to my opinion, the raglan sleeve is the easiest to sew. But if you do want to see me sewing one, please let me know. So I hope you enjoy, and I see you next time.